Today we have the privilege of having with us Mel Wright, and there's a bio in your program. Mel, in addition to being probably the best dressed lawyer around, practiced law for 26 years in Forsyth County, Winston-Salem. While in private practice, he also served as president of his local bar, the Forsyth County Bar. Mel is a graduate of the University of North Carolina, undergraduate, Wake Forest University School of Law. In 1999, when former Chief Justice Burley Mitchell proposed the idea of a Chief Justice's Commission on Professionalism, he tapped Mel Wright as the first and to date the only executive director of that commission. And you'll hear the word professionalism a lot if you're in the Wake County Bar. It's sort of the polar star for our group. We place great emphasis on adhering to the highest ethical standards. Mel has done a fantastic job in that role. In addition to that, I could go on for 30 minutes with all his awards and accolades, but I did want to mention that he is a recipient of the Order of the Longleaf Pine, one of the highest honors given by the state of North Carolina, and he also received a Bronze Star for his service in the Vietnam War. In North Carolina, I think the name Mel Wright is pretty much synonymous with the term professionalism. So I introduce to you Mel Wright.
Thank you very much, Judge Rader. It is an honor for me to be with you today. You have heard some of the comments that I maybe will make because as we talk about new lawyers joining a profession, we think back about when we were sitting where you are. It's a wonderful day. It's a happy day. And it is a wonderful day because you're joining the Wake County Bar. I've been fortunate to travel all over North Carolina and seen every judicial district in every county. And if Wake is not the best bar in the state, it's close. I think it's the best bar, and I'm so happy you're here today to be sworn in. I want to mention quickly 9 things. I don't have much time, but I'm going to mention 9 things that I jotted down for you to think about today. Not 3. Usually you hear the top 3 or the top 10. 9 is the number that I came up with. And the first is something that's previously been mentioned, but I think is so important. And that is for you to, as new lawyers, to thank your family, your spouse, your friends that have been supportive of you throughout law school. The people to whom you were so rude to this summer as you studied for the bar exam. The people to whom you had the worst feelings and attitudes as you got ready to take exams each semester. They stood by you. They loved you. And so I want you to thank them, and I want to suggest that you write a thank you note to them. Some of you probably have never written a thank you note. Although your moms and your grandmoms told you how important it is, take time to sit down, write them a thank you note, and tell them how much you appreciate them standing by you. Next thing I want to mention is judges. For those of you who are going to be in litigation, you need to know and understand that judges are like elephants. Sorry, judges. Sorry, judges. By that I mean they don't forget. When you come before them, as you start your career and as you're building your reputations now, they will remember how you conduct yourself. They will remember if you misstate the law or the content of a case. So as far as judges are concerned, I want you to be prepared. I want you to be honest and be trustworthy. It will help you greatly as you go forward with them in the future. I also want to, number 3, make mention of the supervising lawyers and the mentors with whom you will work. You will have a great opportunity to pull from their experience, to learn from them. right now, you know more law about all subjects than you will ever know again. That's true. You studied for that bar exam. You know a little bit about everything. But you don't necessarily know how to practice law yet. But you'll learn that from the supervising attorneys and the mentors that you come in contact with. And hopefully you can teach them a little bit about technology that they don't know. Other lawyers. You come in contact with other lawyers every day. Lawyers are great people. They're smart, they're funny, and you will have the opportunity today to meet new lawyers who are going to be joining the Wake County Bar and the 10th Judicial District Bar at the same time you join. I encourage you to get to know them. Introduce yourself today and commit to having lunch with them throughout the year. You want to be sure that you will offer to take care of them if they have a problem and hope that they will do the same for you. You're the 2015 class of new lawyers, and I hope you'll develop those relationships. Number 5 is clients. I hope you have a lot of clients. And it's important for you to understand that the relationship that you have with clients is a professional relationship. It is my hope that at some point each of you would have the opportunity to hear Roger Smith Sr., who is one of the most distinguished members of the Wake County Bar, recite and discuss with you his essay that he calls "Don't Drink Coffee with Your Clients." I won't go into that story. It's a wonderful story, the essence of which is that he expects all of us to have professional relationships with our clients and not to just try to be their best friend. You need to maintain that professional relationship. One of my mentors also, in talking about clients, when I started, said you need to understand that each client thinks that his or her case in your office is the most important case in your office. It may be a small case to you, but to them it is the most important case on your desk, and you need to treat them that way. The next thing I have mention of is pro bono and public service. Many of you did wonderful pro bono work when you were in law school. You no doubt know that our Rule 6.1 says that we should aspire to volunteer 50 pro bono hours a year as lawyers. It's not mandatory, it's an aspirational goal for each of you. I encourage you to continue that pro bono service that you began in law school. Continue it now because there are so many people in our state who cannot afford lawyers and need pro bono assistance. I also encourage you to involve yourself in public service when you have that opportunity. Next is mistakes. I hope you never make a mistake. But if you do not, you'll be the only lawyer I know who has never made a mistake. But how you approach a problem, how you handle a problem, is oftentimes so much more important than the problem itself. Don't try to cover it up. There are cameras everywhere in today's world. Social media is everywhere. Face up to it, admit it, correct it. Try never to make that same mistake again, and try to improve on the situation as you go forward. 8 is to be passionate about what you do. Passionate lawyers are usually lawyers that do a wonderful job for their clients. If you think back about the preamble to the Rules of Professional Conduct in paragraph 13, it basically talks about it's important for you to be a zealous advocate, but it says that you should be a zealous but honorable advocate. Sometimes people use zealousness as a defense that goes a little bit too far. But we want you to be zealous. We want you to be passionate about what you do. We want you to be honorable. The last thing, number 9, that I want to tell you about is the power of a handshake. The power of a handshake. Never forget the importance of a handshake. As you start a case, as you're introduced to a new lawyer, if you're going into a deposition, if you're going into a trial, if, for example, we were in court and we were getting ready to try a case, and I was sitting here and these were my clients, and Judge Rader was sitting there and he was the litigant, the lawyer on the other side representing the other two people who are sitting to his right. And the courtroom is packed, just as this is packed. And it's a highly emotional case, no matter what type of case it is. But prior to the case starting, if I'm here and I get up and I walk over to Judge Rader and I shake his hand and he gets up and shakes my hand, the clients may hate each other, and we maybe can't help that. We maybe can try to do that as best we can. But if they see the lawyers respect each other enough to shake hands before they start in this important matter, it sends a great message to those that are there. It sends a great message of professionalism, and it sends a great message of what type of lawyers we hope you will be. And I know you'll be great lawyers. And that's the end of my list. Thanks for paying attention. Again, congratulations, and I was glad to be with you today.